So this is my Artillery Sidewinder X1, having a problem with the X motion. So what it was doing is kind of like binding up and grinding sound. The difference now is before, if I move this side to side with no power, it's pretty smooth. Before, it made a god-awful grinding sound, so that's why I started off with replacing the motor. This is the original one, that's the new one. Because with the power off, I was like, well, that can't be a driver issue. Well, that was wrong. It still did the same thing. So replace the driver. That's the original one. This is some Amazon one that I bought a 10-pack of for $10. Didn't work. So I ended up getting one from partsbuilt.com. Labeled for the Sindwinder X1. Just replaced that. Actually had the stock motor tethered off because I did, instead of having it moving back and forth the whole thing, I just had it sitting off to the side so that when the bottom was off, I could test it. So let's turn the power on. This is what it's doing because it's still doing the same thing. Tools, move. So this is normal sounding. That's the Y, or excuse me, that's the Z, Y, but here's the X. And with the power on, it still makes that god-awful noise, that really stiff, like something's binding up sound. So that is why I replaced the motor first. Anyways, so I don't know where to go from here, whether replace the firmware, update the firmware, or I got to replace one of these ribbon cables. If you have any ideas, leave it in the comments and let me know, and I can go forward from there. I'm not in a super big rush because I just use this for making metal shaping tools, like basically dies for my press brake, if you want to call it a press brake, shop press that I've turned into a press brake. Dimple dies, fixtures for my bandsaw, fixtures for clamping stuff down, stuff like that. That's what I use it primarily for. And then prototyping little parts. So, anyways, so yeah, on to the next adventure.